Hello, my friends. This is the S&P 500 SPY ETF one-day reading for August 13th, 2025. If you are in a long position from yesterday, hopefully we swapped from short to long. This dip, sometimes this happens. I mean, it's not a 100% perfect system. It's got a tiny, you know, 2% roughly, maybe a little more, 3% roughly of margin of error, and that's due to human error for the most part, me misinterpreting something. But also there are rare occasions where the cards are just off. It's part of fractal science. It's called a permutation. And so we had this dip yesterday. I was expecting to see lows, but it was just a little dip. Either way, we swapped from short to long here, and likely have already made back what the loss that we took on the short this here in the morning. Now, if you're low tolerance to risk, I would highly recommend in these next few minutes, we're going to see a notable move to the upside. So I would highly recommend sideways rotation at the open, big move to the upside, more sideways rotation. There should be like a breakout here, and I would utilize that breakout as an opportunity to close out of the longs for a nice gain, overnight swing. And I apologize, guys, if there's lots of dog noises. My sidekick is Rover. I board dogs, if you didn't know. And it's been pretty crazy August, a lot of dogs. 5 stars on Rover, I'll mention, by the way. Okay, so here we go. Here's this move to the upside. And I'll let you know exactly when I think we should close the position. Now, if you have a higher risk tolerance, you can risk waiting for this breakout move to the upside midday, but it might make more sense just to try another trade. Hard to say. Reason being is because this unicursal here is a pretty big move, pretty big. It should be a pretty sharp move on a one-day scale. When a unicursal isn't a sharp move to the downside, it's marking off a price level that will break down through in the next notable decline. All right, guys, we're getting pretty close to exiting that long. And if you'll notice, if you don't know much about technical analysis, the real power of SO meta analysis is when you combine it with technical analysis. It's like technical analysis gives you the x in an equation. You're trying to find z in an x plus y equals z equation. Technical analysis gives you the x. SO meta usually gives you the y. All right, I think this is probably, let's see what the cards have to say. Yeah, I would close out on the longs here if you're looking for the quick overnight swing. If you're willing to risk it, there may be higher price levels at the end of the day. That's July. What's July doing up here? Because it does look like we're low. We're at some point we end up lower towards the very end of the day, or either that or overnight in the morning. So you could hold the long position here if you want. It's a cash out opportunity. If you choose to hold it and it doesn't end up being a good idea for the day, it should by the 15th be a good, like, you'll have a good backup for that at that time. Do you want to go down, little goof? Some of these dogs are puppies. I've got 2 puppies and then a 12-year-old here. So depending on what happens here with this prudence card, it may be an entry for a long day trade. Matter of fact, I think probably here at the early part of the afternoon to mid-afternoon is where we'll probably want to open up There's a couple of things you could probably open up a long here at this prudence card between roughly 11 and 12. We'll see when we get there. I'll talk about it in Discord at that time. And if you do open that long, then you probably close the long before 3 o'clock. The other trade, which seems like a more solid trade, is in the midst of this notable rally out of midday, waiting for this unicursal drop, and then there should be a move to the upside. Matter of fact, if we don't drop, the unicursal is probably marking off a price level that will be below on the 14th in the morning. So you could open up a short there in the midst of that rally. Again, I'll talk about it in real time in the Discord. And then if you do that, you're going to want to close it. You might be able to close it at the end of the day, but if not at the end of the day, right at the open the following day. Another cross-street incongruency there on the 14th. What's up, buddy? I gotta feed these guys, so I'm gonna be quick about the rest of this reading, and then I'll hop back on and do XRP. But a cross-street incongruency is when you see you have two overlapping time frame readings. What do I mean by that? It's a one-day reading for the 14th of August, and then this is a 1-month reading for August with a card for the 14th. And the card for the 14th is the Aeon card. You can see right here on the 14th, the Aeon card actually shows up. It's what we call a cross-reading congruency, and it's advanced ESO meta-analysis, but to put it shortly, you can expect that to be like out of all of the stuff that goes out through the day, the move to the upside there in the morning is likely to be what really stands out. All right, so behavior around the high. It's a nullified high and a nullified low. That's what makes this a difficult day to trade and why we're looking at it more in real time. But the nullified high is an ace of cups. It may mean that we decline off of the high, but it also means that we'll see the high again either the same day or the following day. A notable trough standing out near the low, or at the day's low. I'm just catching some things that I left out in the markup language, because I did this markup during retrograde. The high and the low are within close time proximity to each other, and then we want to trade around a breakout move. So that's that breakout move in the morning. There's very likely to be another breakout move midday, and we'll see how we handle it when we get there. In the pre-market, there was a drop just right there before the open, turned into a big move to the upside. In the first half hour, we should see a prominent move higher and then a full retracement into sideways rotation between roughly 10 and 11. Tricky chart behavior between roughly 11 and 12, so we'll see what happens there. And then a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time through a breakout between 12 and 1. Turns into a movement to the upside that offers opportunity to close along, or more likely to open up a short with a high probably at the end of the day. Again, they're nullified significator cards, so it makes it difficult to time exactly, but probably a high there in the 2 to 3 o'clock hour with a significant drop into a trough, and then likely a big move out of that from the bottom of the range all the way back to the top of the range, something along those lines in like the last hour. There's quite a few different trades here, guys. Anyhow, that's SPY for August 13th, 2025. The way that you can ask questions on these lives, guys, if they're not dedicated to a specific reading, like this is just the SPY for the day reading. But if we're doing like a general live, the way that you ask questions on the lives is you want to be a member on our YouTube channel, or another way is to be a subscriber on our website, tarotfortraders.com. That's where you get the Discord access to the Discord where we're actually doing day trades, live Discord day trades and swing trades for SPY as part of our early access subscription. The way that you get that, you go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, hover over order now, click on subscriptions. Early access subscription gets you the earliest access to any of our public posts on YouTube. They come out ahead of time on Discord for the most part. It also gets you those Discord trade alerts, and it gets you the live trading view chart drawings. Well, we're not right all the time, but we're right a lot of the time. See, like this was close along. We did open along here and closed along here. These are pretty solid trades, guys. This is where one that where we were a little bit off. I'll mark this in gray because it ended up not being a good trade. All the colors and shapes and stuff that you see on the cards or in the charts. This is all part of a language, of markup language for SO meta analysis, which is the most accurate form of analysis there is. And lastly, guys, that's $150 a month. I mean, you make that back in one trade. It's a no-brainer. Lastly, though, I want to let everybody know, if you're not aware, the whole purpose of the channel, besides helping you to make money, prove to you that extrasensory perception exists, the true purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And we do that by following through on the rule of karma for the channel, where you take 5% of the profits from every trade using this information and you donate it forward to one of these charities here. Just click a link and donate. It's so easy. And then 5% of the profits for every profitable trade utilizing this information, 5% should be sent back to the channel as a way to say thank you and express gratitude. Much love and appreciation to those of you that follow through. It leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're setting yourself up for a really nice manifestation of wealth and abundance. The universe will consider you an angel investor, send it back to you tenfold for following through on this. Blessings to all my angel investors. Look out within the hour. We're going to be doing the XRP live, and we'll allow for questions on XRP while we're doing the live August reading because we're behind on that. I'll see you guys.